Hi there, I'm Dark Shades, and I'm here to talk about quite a controversial topic. It's controversial because I am a woman, and as a woman, we tend not to speak out about our inner frustrations. I'll put it that way. Now, what I want to know is, how do you know whether or not a man can get it up? Now, short of being on the dance floor, and when we used to have that slow whine and grind, you can feel a man's erection. And you can kind of say, yeah, something my grind on, that's all. In other words, something is happening. You know, he has got an erection, he has libido, and he's sexually aroused. That's how you could tell in the olden days. I call them the olden days, but back in the day then. But now, you know, if you meet somebody in a bar, or if you meet them in the library, or if you meet them in a non-intimate situation, there's no way you can know if a man can get an erection. So you're going out with this guy and everything's cushy and everything, you know, you're liking each other and you've been seeing each other for a little while and now you want to get down to the nitty gritty. And it's as limp as a noodle. And you're like, okay, is he not aroused? Does he have a problem? Is he diabetic? You start thinking of all the different things there could be why this man hasn't got an erection. Now, I do know that some men, if they are nervous, maybe they like you too much, they have a problem. And I can understand that. But I'm not talking about, you know, nervousness, because that type of thing, you kind of get a gist of that, you know, when you're talking and depending on the relationship and you're warm enough and you're able to relay that. And that's not a problem and you can relax and you don't even talk about sex. And then one day it turns off and you're like, whoa, where did that come from? I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about being in a relationship for quite a long time and it still don't stand up. And you're there having to mess around with it. Personally, I don't have time for that. But there are some women, and I've spoken to several women about this, they go through the same motion where they go out with somebody and their bone of contention is the same. Them get wet up for nothing. Because they've gone through the whole process. When it's come down to the nitty gritty, it ain't saying squat. It ain't standing up. And then the man is either playing around with it or he's telling you to play around with it. And you're like, I ain't got time for that. Now, I'm probably quite old-fashioned because I believe that if a man is sexually aroused, he gets an erection. To me, that's like 1 and 1 makes 2. But maybe I'm not a man, so maybe I'm missing something, and maybe I'm missing something quite serious and something I really need to investigate. But I can't be investigating all and sundry because I'm not going to be going out with all and sundry. I'd only be interested in the man that I am going to say is my lifetime partner. And I would like to think that my lifetime partner can satisfy me sexually. And if he can't get it up, I think it's unfair for someone to entrap you like that under the guise, you know, some of them will say, boy, you wait till me get all of you. Oh, me I can get to you good. And oh, this and that. And the thing is, it'd be better if they kept their bloody mouth shut. I mean, why are you running up your mouth? And you can't do squat. And that's what's so infuriating. And believe me, I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone. What I'm telling you now is an amalgamation of female views. So, men, if you're listening, please get your act together. You know, pay some interest, work on your things. Like, you know, I've noticed in some of these films or, you know, these reality shows, they wank themselves off before they go to a woman to make sure that they don't come in 2 minutes. But, you know, some of these men, they're so selfish. They don't care. As long as they put it in somewhere warm, they don't care. And 2 twos, it done. And then it's not like them a come again, you know. That's it. So yeah, this is a kind of a touchy subject, and it might be a bit insensitive for some people. But I'm not talking to those people who have health issues, or who are diabetic, or who well, like I said, who have health issues or illnesses. I'm talking about the guys who are just damn lazy and just want a woman to do all the work, and they just lie there waiting for a woman to either do whatever they want her to do to get it up, and they've trained their mind that nothing is going to get it up except for that. Those are the men I'm talking about. Anyway, I think that's enough on that subject. I've made my point, and I hope I've made my point for a lot of the women who are on my side. And that's all for now. So ciao.